and welcome to my program. Guess what? It is Juneteenth time, and you know what that means, a celebration. Well, the Hamilton Hill Arts Center of Schenectady, New York is putting on a fabulous celebration, and this year it is 25 years doing this, making people happy and letting people understand the importance of Juneteenth. And we locally know what it means to us. And I'm so happy to have two people from the Hamilton Hill Arts Center here with me today. I have Rachel Conn, who is the executive director, and I have Bridgette H. Miller, who is a committee member, and she's been for the past 5 years. They're going to chat with you. Matter of fact, get a pad, get a paper. You can jot a lot of things down and call your friends. Let them know we're on, okay? And it's so good to be back with you. I missed you all. I really did. Rachel, I'm going to start with you. How do you do?
I'm good.
It's good to see you. You're just cool. You're just every time I've ever seen you, you're just a cool individual. And I just think I admire you.
Thank you for that.
Please explain to the viewers who may not quite know. A lot of people do know because Juneteenth has grown. How did it begin, and tell the people what it's about?
So Juneteenth is one of the important ways that we celebrate the ending of slavery in this country and our freedom. It began in the Emancipation Proclamation was signed in 1863, and 2 years later, on June 19th, 1865, those in Galveston, Texas were informed that the Civil War had ended and the slaves were now free. They received the news later, much later than it was given. Much later than they were given their freedom. And this was true all around the country. But this particular holiday began in Galveston, Texas. And it was celebrated close to June 19th every year. It became well known across the country as other people heard about what happened and were looking for a way to celebrate their freedom as well. We began celebrating it at the Hamilton Hill Arts Center in Schenectady 25 years ago, and it's just become a fabulous event, well attended. We have a great time in Central Park every year, and we intend to have a great time this year as well.
I hear you. So now it became a national holiday, Rachel, in 2021?
Yes, they declared it as a federal holiday in 2000.
And it's always the weekend of Father's Day.
It's always the closest weekend to June 19th.
Okay, and that's usually around, okay. Because I think a lot of times when people heard of the word Juneteenth, they didn't quite understand. And then when you started to talk about the slavery part of that, the ending of it, I think people still wanted to know more. They just want to know more, that's all.
Well, the spreading of information during that time was not exact. And so we talk about Juneteenth to talk about that time when the information was given and when people began to celebrate. Slavery, freedom did not come easily, and it was not given all at once. People fought for the right to celebrate their freedom. I was reading recently that because celebrations were not allowed in local areas, they actually bought a park. Everyone put together $1,000 and bought a park that still exists today called Freedom Park in Texas, where they would be officially allowed to celebrate that holiday.
Okay. So over the past 25 years, how many people do you think you all have attracted? Thousands, I would imagine.
Definitely. Over the years, 10,000 people at Central Park, definitely. We've had large acts and smaller acts. We highlight all of the things to celebrate about our culture, whether it's gospel, our gospel section on the stage, or R&B and hip hop, and we just celebrate all of the culture that we have to offer.
Okay, good.
And that's what we do at the Hamilton Hill Arts Center every day. But this is a big celebration that really brings the community together.
Okay. So give that address of the Hamilton Hill Arts Center, just so that for people who aren't aware of it, so that we can let them know they can connect with that too. And if there's anything they can do to help there as well, Tell us where that is.
Well, our official site is 409 Schenectady Street and 412 Schenectady Street. But our building is no longer usable, and we have been having our after-school program at Emmanuel Frieden's Church, and we're about to move our after-school program to Destiny Prep. So although our building is no longer in use, we are launching a project to create a cultural campus where our art center once stood. And our first building, we're slated to break ground at the end of June. So this is a great way to celebrate our freedom and our future at the art center.
Okay. Beautiful. So now your grandmother, Mrs. Margaret Cunningham, and your mother, Mickey Conn, so those are 3 generations. And then you have a daughter too. And I know before you became the executive director, you actually participated in Juneteenth, right?
Yes. Well, I have worked at the art center and been at the art center as an art center kid all of my life, and then worked there as a youth coordinator of the youth group. And in that context, I also helped to run Juneteenth.
Yeah. Well, I will be back to you. I've got loads to ask you. Okay, loads. And thank you for coming. Thank you. So now I'm going to chit-chat with Bridgette H. Miller. 5 years. You've been a part of the Art Center's committee. Welcome to my program.
Thank you. Thank you
the sister of Betty Harper, who's always there, emceeing the talent stage in a terrific manner. What got you involved? Because 5 years in, but you were always a participant too. I'd like to know why people do what they do. So what got you involved to actually become a committee member?
My sister and Mickey. I've been a participant in going to Juneteenth for more years than I really realize. I think it's been easily 10 years, I'm going to say. And I was getting a little nudge, here and there.
Okay.
And that nudge finally hit. So that being said, about 5 years ago, I joined in. And you go to see what's going on, and if there's anything you can do, you'll do it. And it's grown to maybe, I'm going to say since last year, I've been feeling more ready, to take on projects because, this is a big project.
It is.
We also have more committee members, that are starting off when the meetings start, which is at least, I'm going to say March.
Sure.
But that's like once a month, and then it goes to twice a month, which is where we are now, to weekly.
Okay.
But it's learning about Juneteenth. Juneteenth, knowing the history behind it, and the end of slavery, and just our ancestors and what they've gone through, so that we can be free, so that we can do what we're doing, so that we can celebrate openly.
Yeah, that's right.
And the fact that Hamilton Hill Arts Center took this on 25 years ago, when we just became a national holiday, 4 years ago, I'm going to say, that's pretty impactful.
It is.
Within itself,
Sure is.
And we've been celebrating.
Yes.
People come and didn't even know if they were celebrating, right? And so now when you learn that celebration was even better than you thought, then we actually have a reason for the celebration.
Sure.
And that's why I don't know if we've ever done a parade. Prior to
there has been,
and then there was a hiatus, and then we did a little something last year. I think it was raining last year though, but we still brought it in. Now we want to do it even bigger, because sharing is caring.
It is.
Knowledge is power.
It is. It is.
And the more we have to celebrate, or that we realize we can celebrate, the better we're going to be at doing that.
That's true. I thoroughly agree. If you're just joining us, I have with me Rachel Conn, the executive director of the Hamilton Hill Arts Center, and I have Bridgette H. Miller, a committee member for 5 years and also a participant. And we are here to shout out to you that Juneteenth is happening on the 20th of June and the 21st. And it's 25 years. And we want you to be in attendance. We want to look out there and see you. We want to see you there. We want to celebrate in such a huge fashion. And that's why I invited these ladies on today to tell you more about it. So I'll get back to you, Bridgette. Thank you for that information. Rachel.
Possible for me to actually add on to that.
You want to? Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I just want to say that the fight for freedom is ongoing. And for me, the Art Center is how I act on that fight. The Art Center is how I fight for my community. It's how I express my love. And doing things like joining the Juneteenth committee and joining all of the committees that we have are a way that everyone in Schenectady can join that fight.
Okay.
And when we come together for Juneteenth and for all of our holidays, really, it's the time that we have to love on one another, to encourage each other, to celebrate all of the wins that we've had, and that is a way to cultivate our freedom and to cultivate our blessings.
Yes, I do. I thoroughly agree. So, Rachel, what can we expect this year, 2025, 25 years in?
So it's really just a festival. It's about joy. On the stage, we have an array of, we begin with some gospel music, and then we will move on to some hip hop and R&B, and in between we have some sharing of some of the folk traditions and traditions of resistance in the Black community throughout the diaspora. And we continue that in the pavilion, where we have workshops and panel discussions highlighting how far we've come and how far we have to go. So I encourage everyone to come and participate in those workshops, learn how to drum, learn some capoeira, participate in the panel discussions about, where this country is going and what we can do to ensure, our freedom in the future. We also have the parade, and we have a wonderful art exhibit that highlights the Black Pride movement and the use of art and creativity in resistance. So I think this is going to be an exciting year. I hope that everyone, comes out and joins us, and just really come and have a good time with your family, eat some good food. Yeah. We have a lot of good things going on.
And Bridgette, you look like you want to say something.
I just want, everything that Rachel said is exactly what we're trying to do. But we do also, in participation, you can join us however you choose to, but we open up the sponsorship, vendors, because people come out and they want to eat, they want to see art, they want to listen to the entertainment, and who doesn't love music? Culture is good for everybody.
It is,
and it comes with all of that. So it's a cultural experience, and again, we welcome the community and whomever. Yes. It doesn't even have to, you don't have to be from Schenectady, the Tri-City area or wherever. We've had pony rides for kids, bicycling.
Oh, sure,
Other games for kids. There's just an array of sunshine.
Oh.
Right?
I like the way you put it.
Even when it's a rainy day, you can still find something that might just brighten your day a little bit more.
So while you're speaking, why don't you fill us in, Bridgette, about Friday night? And I know the Community Fathers Incorporated were always a part of that. We sure do miss Mr. Walter Simpkins. What a man. Definitely. He was a king. I said that, and I meant that, and I loved him dearly. And I know he always was Moses Viney. He always did that interpretation.
Yes.
So what's going to happen? Let's kick off Sunday, and you can tell the viewers what kicks off Sunday.
Well,
Friday.
So it's Friday.
It's
Friday evening, and Walter was that night. He will be sorely missed. There's going to be a lot of speaking on behalf of him, in a celebration of him. Because he should be celebrated. But there's also going to be a ice cream social. I think there's going to be, is there going to be music, choir, or anything like that?
Yes, we'll have a few singers.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same, as large a choir
From 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
So it's an
on
abbreviated
Friday.
as opposed to Saturday, which is a full day.
In the African American Burial Grounds at Vale Cemetery. Okay.
Yes, so we'll be celebrating Walter's life as well as the work that he did in Vale Cemetery with the African American Burial Ground, and potentially some of the stories that we were able to discover in that cemetery at the time. As you said, Community Fathers continues to organize that portion of the event, and they've got a great program planned for us.
That is something. So now, you're still looking for people to sponsor, or you're looking for vendors? Let's get that out there, because when this show airs, somebody will watch it and say, hey, I really want to be a participant. So will you tell us about sponsorship and vendors? How can people help?
You can go onto our website at www.hamiltonhillartcenter.org and follow the links. We are still open to receive sponsorships. You can have your name on our banners and in our programs, showing that you are a supporter of this wonderful event. So that's for ads and sponsorships, and we are still looking for vendors. Part of what makes this event wonderful is all of the great vendors from around the capital
And they're all
region.
Different types of vendors.
Yes.
It could be information, or it could be
Jewelry,
clothing,
clothes, food. Everybody loves food.
Yes. We have everything.
I think we have something for everybody, to be honest with you.
Yes.
So we encourage you all to come and register. On the proposal, it does say that the deadline is May 6th, but we have extended that.
Good.
So please feel free to come and register for an ad or a sponsorship or to be a vendor.
But the sooner the better, because with that there comes work to be done so that we can represent, advertise.
Yes, that's right.
The people that are participating. We've got to make space for everybody so that nobody is turned away. Anybody and everybody's welcome.
I love it. I love the whole feeling and the essence of it. And I've been a participant for so many years. And I remember back in the day, you had the Black Cowboys there. I could just name people. Harold Melvin's Blue Note. I mean, I could just name people that were, and all of the local talent for days. It's just like, people will see somebody on the stage and say, "Oh, I didn't know that person sang and danced," and you all got them, and you're encouraging. You're encouraging to the young, and I think that's really outstanding. It is. Was there anything else we needed to know about somebody wanting to help? Can somebody just give you a donation?
Absolutely. They
Let's
can also
say
do that on our website.
Okay.
They can go onto our website and just give us a donation. If you'd like it to be specifically for Juneteenth, there is a line where you can add that, or you can just donate to the Art Center anytime.
Okay.
We're doing this work all year round.
So, and then you have other things that you do.
And we also encourage people to come and volunteer at the event.
Yes.
There is a link on our website where you can register to volunteer, and we'll reach out to you after we receive it. And
so
be happy to have you.
I think if we do go on HamiltonHillArtCenter.org, everything is there.
It is, yes.
All you have to do is go on that site, and they have all of the forms so that anything that we might have missed out, I don't think we did, but just in case, it's all there.
Yes.
And then there are contact numbers as well.
Oh, good.
And as the program develops, the website is continually updated, so I encourage people to check it regularly.
That's a good idea. So I know this is very important. Bridgette, did you want to tell us more about these vendor guidelines? Did you want to share any more? It's just more, but that people can go on and find out.
All the information is there,
but there's stuff that they just have to fill out.
They just have to fill out.
Okay.
And there's options for everybody. And then we tried to make it as clear as possible. We also look for people that want to participate on the committee, so that your experience can be added to our site. My experience was, and I thought that maybe if we had done this, then we would have maybe brought in, or it would have made the difference. So we're just really open to the possibility of always making a better year each and every year, and I think that we've accomplished that. Even just the committee alone, I can remember when 5 years ago when there's just a couple of us on the first, second, third, fourth meeting. And I think we came in like 15 strong at least on the first night. And yeah, and it's just been the same, you know, pretty much. And of course, people have other obligations. We understand that, and that's why when we can have more in this particular case, it helps, you know. And then, you know, we just kind of all bring our thoughts and feelings. It's an open conversation, where everybody is received. Nobody, you know, turns back or up, because that's not even been in the conversation. We just go forward.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's super.
That's community.
And the fact that they are looking for volunteers, if you want to come and just volunteer, I mean, that there in itself, just to be able to say, you know what, I worked at a Hamilton Hill Arts Center's Juneteenth celebration, especially this one, the 25th. 25 years ago, they started. And we just want to thank each and every one of you who have come out to be a part of it. Everyone who's been a participant or just came and just celebrated with us. So more about the entertainment, Rachel, that's going to happen on Saturday on the Central Park stage. Share some more about that, will you?
As I said, we have a different array of gospel that we're beginning with. We have,
and these are local people.
Yes, Friendship Baptist will be there.
Good.
Durian will be there.
Good.
Daquan will be singing, and Madame's children's choir will be there as well.
Okay.
We have some praise dancers, and as we move into the later afternoon, we'll be celebrating some of our art center programs. Our capoeira teacher will be out there with his group to show some, you know, amazing cultural resistance from Brazil. And we have ongoing classes, you know, that we'll be promoting. And then we'll move into our hip hop and then R&B portion of the night, where we have Tara and we have Slingshot, and your band will be there as well.
That's right. At 6:00, come see me, the Carla Page Traveling Show Band. We're just gonna celebrate. Oh my God, the songs that I've picked out for y'all, second to none. We're gonna party, and I want to see you two dancing. Okay. So, you know, the key here is unity in our community. And I think that people know without a doubt that the Hamilton Hill Arts Center, they don't pull any punches. They're the real deal. And when you mention the Hamilton Hill Arts Center, people know it's about something. They know it's about something that is got integrity connected to it and dignity. They know that. So this event here, I just pray that we have a good day as far as weather-wise, and that the people come out, because it's free. There's no fee to come to this. And the band Slingshot, they're all so good. They're at 7. I know them. And I'm just really, really honored to be a part of this. I mean that.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking as you're speaking, and it comes to mind when I hear Hamilton Hill Arts Center children, which I believe is the core of family. That's what makes family most of the time, you know, when we're talking about, you know, the original family, but family is community.
Yes.
So that brings in I think children are what make things or people come around. And that's what we have on Juneteenth, is children as well as adults, you know, performing, you know, partaking in the activities on all levels, actually.
Yes. So. And you know, the thing about it, I know there must be a lot of children who came up at the Arts Center who are now adults now, and they have their own families.
Yeah, and that's what brings.
They have their own
mind.
families, and they bring their children back to the Arts Center and grandchildren. They join our board. They volunteer and teach. We really are an intergenerational community. It's 57 years of commitment, love, and creativity in the community as a Black-run organization. It's definitely an accomplishment.
Yes. And this the fact of the, I notice, you know, again, the people who are a part of it, you could just see the the honor and pride in them when they are there. And when I hear people saying, "Oh, I'm going to be singing at the Arts Center Juneteenth celebration," they have so much, they're just thrilled and honored. And that's that honor. We want people to come out. We really just want you to come out and be a part of this. We truly, truly do. So, Rachel, I know that 9 years you've been the director.
Yes.
And there's been a lot of super directors who I've worked with too, so many people.
Yeah.
And I just want to give my heart and my props to them over the years, people that were at the Arts Center as the director. And now it's you. Yeah. But you are a part of the family. Yeah. You're a part of the, what do you want to say to viewers about, your role as the director, and to encourage people to come out on the 20th and the 21st of June to celebrate Juneteenth?
Yeah. You say I'm part of the family. I want to say that, I consider everyone who's been at the Arts Center a part of my family. I've been there since I was a little kid, and, I've grown up with people who have been committed for as many years as my own family. It is my love of this big family that is my community that empowers and motivates me. So
that's beautiful.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking again. On my refrigerator, I have this little saying, and I can't verbatim, but basically it says the winner as parents is when your adult children come back because they want to.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is ultimately what I think of when I think of Hamilton Hill Arts Center, and it's the give back.
I
give
agree.
back is always a great thing.
Yes, it is.
So you don't give to get, but you always get.
Yes.
It's a win-win.
I thoroughly agree. I do. I just think that that's a beautiful saying, and I really like that saying. Rachel, and I'll get back to you, Bridgette, you said you were a little kid when you first came. What age were you? I'm curious to what age you were.
Well, my grandmother founded the organization, so I was there on my mother's back
were
as
you
she
like,
taught
what,
classes.
3, 4?
An infant.
An infant?
Yes.
Since birth, pretty much, right?
That's
beautiful. I was on
and
my
I remember the center on Schenectady Street,
Yeah.
the first one, the down the street on Schenectady Street.
Yeah, I was on my mother's back as she taught classes when I was an infant. Then I was sitting under my grandmother's desk as she was the director.
Oh.
And began taking African dance classes at 3 years old with Sudine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
a
the
gift.
African dances
That's
are
a
great.
gift.
It is a gift, Bridgette.
That's a
yes.
gift.
And that's part of what I'm talking about when I mean families. You see Miss Betty and her sister here, Miss Val and Miss Val's
And
mother,
my mom, my
and her
93-year-old mom comes every year.
I know she does, and she sits right there under the tree.
How could we leave
I
her
always
out?
wave at her. Hi. Oh,
Yes.
I love her.
Yes.
I've
Omie,
adopted your mother.
The director before me, all of her children have been through the Art Center as well. We really are a community.
And my cousins used to come there, Josephine and Eunice Page.
Yes,
Both
I
were
remember them.
artists. And they would go to the Hamilton Hill Arts Center. Yeah, they did. So I'm going to let you wind this up, though, Rachel. But Bridgette, what do you want to tell the viewers? Encourage them to come. And I want to say that program that you really should get an ad in, that's a keepsake. Yes. Every single year, I keep my program. Yeah. I keep that, all of that information. So that's another big thing. Put something in that journal.
Yes, and within that journal is also the history of Juneteenth, and information that you can pass on to others in case you still don't know. And there's many that don't. So don't feel like you're alone, because we're never alone. We're always with someone somehow. Again, I think that it's a community effort, and we've been giving and getting for years, 25 to be exact. Some of us are more fortunate that we've only had that in our lives, and for that we have Rachel, Mickey, and Rachel's grandmother that I never had the pleasure of meeting. So just come and be a part of it.
Show up.
At least. at least.
And that sponsorship and those ads, that's your commitment to freedom. That's your commitment to our future. So we ask that you come out and you make that commitment, whether it's through funding, whether it's through your time as a volunteer, or whether it's just coming out and joining us with laughter and enjoyment on that day, and you know, taking part in the vending and the activities that we have.
And all of the sponsors, and I know Stewart's, don't they do the ice cream socials? They still do
yes.
on the Friday night, don't
Yes,
they?
they do.
Because I remember from the past that they always did. Is there anybody you want to say hello to before we completely close? Is there anybody you want to thank or say hello to? And I'll ask you the same thing. Anybody, and you can look right there.
I'll let you go.
Who wants to go first? You will? Okay, Bridgette.
I just want to thank everybody for who has participated in any way, and come back. We don't have to really tell you if you've been there already, because it's worth it, and we want to see you.
I'd like to thank the ancestors for all of the work they did to earn our freedom, for all those who fought in the civil rights movement to continue that fight, for those in the Black Lives Matter movement, for all those that continue that fight today. And I would like to include in that, of course, the Juneteenth committee, who is working really hard to create a good celebration for us all. Thank you.
Rachel, thank you. Bridgette, thank you. Your whole team. Everybody, all of the other people, the members, thank them too, please.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, well, we'll see you at Juneteenth. And thanks for being my guest, both of you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Take care. See you next time. I love you so much. And I can't do this show without you. See you next time.